I am going to discuss about the writing of the NOLI ME TANGERE. It is one of the famous written of Jose Rizal. So first, we have the learning objectives. So describe the context of the publication of the NOLI ME TANGERE and discuss the major elements of the NOLI ME TANGERE as a novel. So in this chapter, we will explore the context of the publication of the NOLI. The novel's major elements will also be appraised from its main characters and setting, and its plot and major conflict will be tackled. So the vocabulary. Novel, a long-written story must often about fictional events and characters. So it is relatively long work of a narrative fiction within prose of published a book. So setting in a novel. The conflict in which the events takes place covers geographical areas in a particular periods of time. So we all know this is a part of a story or even novel. So it is where the time and place a story is told. So when we say plot, it is a flow of the narrative of the story. So the publication of Janoli. As a sojourner in Europe, Rizal participated in the movement of the Ilustrados to utilize propaganda to campaign for reforms in the Philippines. So, Ilustrado is kato ni mga Filipino educated class. They write of small groups of scholars, mga native born intellectuals. So, Rizal exemplary mastery of words was clearly evident in one of his most celebrated works, his first novel, NOLI ME TANGERE. So, he proposed to write a book project to be done collaboratively with his fellow writers. Unfortunately, the project did not materialize. So dapat ato is kanang magtinabangayon dato sila ang kato mga Filipino ilustrado nga naa sa Europe. But mao lagi to is kanang wala siya na materialize. So Rizal decided to write a novel on his own. Then nagsugod siya kay 1884 to 1887. So, mao to, nag-decide na lang si Rizal nga siya na lang muhimo even though wala siya katabang. Kay college pa lang siya, dito siya sa kanang Europe, nag-eskwela siya sa University of the Madrid, naana siya kanang plano or idea nga kanang magsuwat og novel niya. Namurag sag naka-focus ganing kung giunsa ang mga Pilipino pag-colonialize sa Spain. Many of his biographers cite several works that influenced Rizal in writing of the NOLI. One of these is Juan Luna's painting, The Spolarium. So, kaning Spolarium, kay usa sa di siya nga napa-inspire ni Jose Rizal nga magsuwat siya og NOLI ME TANGERE. Kay ang Spolarium, mao ni siya nga kanang which is depicted the sufferings of the humanity in the face of inequalities. So, another is the Uncle Tom's Cabin, a novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe. So, ang kani siyang Uncle Tom's novel kay major theme ani niya is kanang the problem of slavery and treatment of humans as property. So, inspired ni siya sa memoir of real person. This book is about anti-slavery novel about black people. So, Rizal finished the first half of the novel in Spain, the other half in France. Then completed the draft in 1886. Rizal finished the first half of the novel in Spain, the other half in France. Then completed the draft in 1886. So while traveling Europe ni siya kay ginahimo ni Rizal ang NOLI ME TANGERE. So lack of fund delayed the book's publication until a fellow ilustrado, Maximo Viola, lent him 300 pesos for the printing of the first 2,000 copies. So si Maximo Viola, which is his best friend, while nag-travel sila sa Europe, he learned that kanang si Rizal is nag-need siya o kanang kwarta para nga ma-publish ang NOLI. So mao to nga offer siya nga nga maghatag siya og kanang 300 pesos for the kanang first 2,000 copies of the NOLI. So, in 1887, Rizal was already sending out copies of the NOLI to his friend, and the book began to flight. He sent copies of the printed novel to his intimate friends, namely Blumentritt, Dr. Antonio Marigidor, Garciano Lopez Haina, Mariano Ponce, and Felix R. Hidalgo. So, nagka-friend sila, nangita gito sila ni Rizal og ni Maximo Viola og kanang maprintan nila nga kanang barato ra. So, dito sila nakakita sa Druckery Action Gesellschaft in Berlin. So, on March 29, 1887, as a token of appreciation and gratitude, gave Dr. Maximo Viola the gallery proofs of the NOLI. He carefully ruled it around the pen that he used in writing the novel, and a complimentary copy of the book with the following inscription. So, iyagi ko lang ito kay, to my dear friend Maximo Viola, the first to read and appreciation my work. So, let's proceed to the motivation behind the NOLI. So, Noli Me Tangere is a novel written in Spanish, also called Touch Me Not when translated into English. So, Noli Me Tangere's plot revolves around a young man named Crisostomo Ibarra. So, Crisostomo Ibarra, who experienced the abusive and cruel actions of the Spanish civil administration against the Filipino. So, although it has a plot that looks like it was an ordinary novel, the story is deeply connected with the real-life sufferings of the Filipinos during the colonization of Spain. So Rizal used his novel Noli Me Tangere for us to know what really happened to our ancestors or to our fellow Filipinos during the colonization of Spanish, and it will be further explained later by Miss Maika. So the Noli Me Tangere has a biblical reference to the Gospel of John, which Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene and uttered this word, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. And according to Rizal, nga ang choice daw sa title kay fit ra siya because he intended to write about themes that were in taboo in Philippines for century, like themes people dared not to touch. So Rizal first planned to write his novel on French, considered to be the language of the intellectuals in Europe at that time. So according to his biographer, however, he shifted to Spanish because he intended to reach out his countrymen in the Philippines. So, I must wake from its slumber the spirit of my country. I must first propose to my countrymen an example with which they can struggle against their bad qualities, and afterwards, when they have reformed, many writers would rise up to present my country to proud Europe, according to ni Jose Rizal. So, on the initial page of the NOLI, the dedication titled Ami Patria, or To My Motherland, clearly articulated Rizal's purpose for writing the novel. So, the project of the Noli Me Tangere, as stated on its initial page, was geared towards exposing the ills of Philippines colonial society under Spain. Thus, through the passages within the NOLI, readers also get a glimpse of how Rizal saw his country. So lastly, before my topic, as what I've said earlier, that this novel Noli Me Tangere was geared towards exposing the ills of Philippine colonial society under Spain. So through this novel, Noli Me Tangere, there's also get glimpse of how Rizal saw our country back then. And that's the end of my topic, and Micah will be tackled the content of the Noli Me Tangere. That's all. Thank you.